This video is way overdue. I'm doing a collab with Ty Talks. You can watch her video on here. She's very intelligent and I'm absolutely honored to even have been able to get in contact with her. And we're both going to be doing a video on how the college experience is romanticized. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoy Ty's video as well. Feel free to compare it, see if we talked about similar aspects, see what you agreed with, what you didn't agree with. I would love to hear your thoughts and I'm very excited to see her video as well. So yeah, let's get started. Hi guys, it's Afro Puffy and I'm back with another video. Who wants to know how long it took me to set up this camera setup? Probably like 10 minutes, way too long. Peep the background. We see the background. I just graduated. Class of 2022. No, not high school. College. I am a college graduate. See the balloons? See the balloons? See the flowers? I just graduated almost 2 weeks ago. I had more balloons, but they got caught in the ceiling fan and popped. It was a beautiful bouquet of balloons, and now I only have 2 left. But anyways, growing up, I absolutely loved the sitcom A Different World. Black students in college, basically, and their experience. It made the college experience seem like so much fun to me. That along with many coming-of-age movies I have seen where the person goes to college, they made it seem like something to look forward to. I myself am guilty of romanticizing college and I wanted to go to art school, fashion school, and music school. I have so many hobbies, honestly, and it's insane. I never ended up doing that because the money aspect came as a shock to me. When I finally went to college, community college, it was nothing like I had seen in the movies and I struggled deeply. I hated going to school. When I was younger, I loved watching movies, and I still do. A lot of those movies, as well as shows, featured teens having their big moment, going to college. They made the entire thing look so cool. They may have mentioned scholarships or maybe their parents not being able to afford it occasionally, but they wouldn't really talk about the financial aid aspect of it all. They brought up social groups that obviously stood out side by side in the college, like high school. But when I went, I personally didn't see that. I didn't see social groups standing out side by side. The workload didn't feel fun, but so much information into less than 2 hours. It's true, I went to community college and I've always felt inferior because of it. When I went, all I could think was, isn't college supposed to be fun? College was literally my dream growing up and I wanted to go to a university. 3 to be exact. I had so many hobbies that I was passionate about. So I wanted to go to art school, fashion school, and music school. Maybe if I was born into a rich family, it would have been possible, but that wasn't written in the cards for me. I wanted to live in a college dorm and have an edgy, cool roommate. The thought of college was aesthetic to me. However, I only ended up commuting, and still living at home, which I passionately despised. I originally wanted to go to school in New York City to be precise. I remember auditioning at one, and my dad took me there. And when I tried to check up on how things were going afterwards, he asked me this. This is only for the experience, right? Which translated to me, what he was really saying was, you don't actually expect to get into this fancy school, right? Gee, thanks, Dad. I remember that as clear as day. We're just driving on our way there and he's literally asking, this is just for fun, right? No, no way. Why? Why would you ask that? Every time someone would ask me what school I go to, I would literally whisper out, PGCC, Prince George's Community College, with shame. And they would never, ever, ever be impressed. It was nothing amazing, just an, oh, okay. University of Maryland has more girth to it, sounds more polished. I figured that regardless that when I finished school, that I would be able to get a good job. However, even though you get your associates in 2 years, mine stretched out to 6. Let me explain. I was a music major, so I was ready to just take music classes. However, I also had to take academic classes, which I hate. Math and history were my biggest struggles. I failed multiple times. It messed up my GPA to the point where I honestly wanted to kill myself. This was not okay. I felt like I was forcing myself to go in every day. I also didn't take some of my music classes as seriously as I could have. Didn't neglect them, but maybe I could have worked harder. But then again, I felt like I was fighting back then, so maybe I'm being too hard on myself. There was also a class called Music Theory, about 2 hours long. 2 hours a class, the most boring class I have ever took. The sad thing is, that was a part of my major, and I was having trouble with it. I was having trouble staying awake. Coffee wouldn't always keep me up. I would often fall asleep. I remember feeling dumb and inferior as my other classmates stayed awake and actively participated in this class. I would have my moments as well that I participated, but I would still struggle regardless. You know, other kids would be like this, oh, tell me more, this is so interesting, and I would just be like half awake, eyes closed, like, oh my gosh, it's so painful to try to stay awake. I looked so special. Not my best moment. All I could think was, these students are getting something that I am not understanding. What are they doing? What are they doing that I'm not doing? I once had my music professor question why I was even here and if I really wanted to be a music major. That question knocked the wind out of me and scarred me. I felt so empty and depressed, overwhelmed, upset. I love music. So why am I struggling in this class? I was excited to go to college, so why do I hate it here? There was no movie that I could think of, that I could watch, that I could relate to at all. I was not prepared for this. I knew about college preparation and how it was different than high school, but actually going through it was a different story. I ended up pretty much giving up and taking a break / dropping out. That went on for years, and I just went on about working and Then last year, I ended up deciding to finish in late fall. I learned that apparently I only needed 2 classes to graduate. Guess what they were? Math and history. I finished them last year with good grades as it was online and I wasn't taking other classes. So of course the workload was a lot lighter. Still tedious though. And I had the graduation ceremony May 26th. My mother was really proud of me, but later on asked me when I was going to get my bachelor's. And all I could think was money. I couldn't afford that. I didn't want to worry about debt. Isn't my associates enough? Really. During my time in school, all I could think of was the money that I owed. Even though I had help with financial aid, I still had a part to pay. As someone fresh out of high school, it was a horrible burden. When I had a job, my whole paycheck revolved around that. I definitely never remembered seeing movies touch on that. But maybe I was too young to pay attention to that and only remembered the happy, sparkly parts. I'm actually, supposedly, going to be finishing my degree at a 4-year university. Don't know which one, but I am trying to make it happen. Even after having a non-traditional college experience that I hated. You know the sad part? A part of me still wants to experience the romanticized version of that. The romanticized version of what I saw in movies. Going on the pretty campus with aesthetic everything in hand, having my finances taken care of, and being good at all of my classes. Having a friend group to go on misadventures with. Actually dressing up fashionably because I would literally show up to class with sweats most of the time. And not wanting to pull my hair out. Maybe that's all a fantasy. I always saw those with a bachelor degree as superior to me. And you will see that in one of my previous videos here. I'm going to take a leap of faith and trust God with this one. There was a part of me that told myself that I could be so much better with more training and that I should reach my full potential. But because of my bad experience, I don't like thinking about going back. When I hear other people talking about school, especially when they're doing all 4 years, all I hear is stress, 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 tired, 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 cry, 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 pure exhaustion, overdue assignments, all-nighter. Doesn't sound as appealing as it does in the media, does it? Now I'm not saying that all college movies are romanticized, but they're definitely not perfect. Now that I'm older, I'm sure I could watch a variety of college movies and be like, oh yeah, I can see how I can relate to some of this stuff. But as a younger girl who was still very impressionable and was still full of dreams and hope and was still naive about the world, when I saw those movies about teens going to college and saw what I saw, remembered what I remembered, I remember it being a lot shinier, a lot more magical than it really is. I don't know if it's because I went to a community college or if it was the school that I went to in general or what it is that I was lacking. I'm sure there are students that have magical college experiences, but I was not one of them. I didn't even get my associates in 2 years. And there are a lot of people that have stories about going on a break from college or not finishing college, and there's no shame on you guys. We all have our way of going about our own lives, and that's perfectly fine. I only wish the best for you guys, and I wish for your success no matter what path you choose to make. There is no shame if you don't choose to go to college. There are many successful people out there that didn't go to college. And you yourself might have had your own romantic ideas of what college was like. You were in for a rude wake-up call. But we're going to get through this. And I'm hoping that I get through these next 2 years with this upcoming bachelor degree. Can't believe I just said that. Still have to find the school that I would be going to. It's really a leap of faith for sure. But thank you for listening to all my graduates. Congrats on graduating. Congrats on graduating. Class of 2022 and my upcoming class of 2023. You are amazing. You are bright. You are magnificent. And don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment on this video. I would love to talk to you guys. Okay? Bye.
노을 같은 너의 그 입술이 바다 같은 너의 그 입술이 내겐 어떤 별보다 이쁘지 너에게로 이어지는 기분이